Answer
off
the
your
phone,
phone.
Ian. It's not
Turn
important.
off your phone.
I'd leave that in.
Turn off your phone.
As we have a glimpse of our fearless leader's knees.
Yes. Kneecaps.
Kneecap noir.
Kneecap noir.
No, not
These
really.
knees.
It's
I'm telling y'all,
suggerific.
when these freckles link up, I'm gonna have a hell of a time.
Well, I'm right there with you. So
Howdy, gang. Who wants to talk about 25 and 25? It's all here.
Well, most of it.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is just simply talk about what we're going to publish next year in anthologies. And without further ado, let's begin with Pogue 1.
because he always has to be first. So
Fine. We've already been talking about this. Space Marines, Void Commandos, humanity's finest. The Marines always get all the glory. So we're thinking about doing an anthology about Pogues. Pogues are anyone who's not infantry or special forces. I say again, not infantry or special forces. The purpose of the anthology isn't to denigrate Pogues. It's just fun Mill SF stories about somebody who's not a grunt.
The people that don't usually get the spotlight deserve the spotlight.
Right.
and keep asking him what a pogue is because it makes him so cheerful. So
If he's infantry or special forces, he ain't a pogue.
But one of you is going to go, but my Pogue, is it okay if... No, it's not. It's not okay.
He has feelings.
Mike has opinions.
Yes, your chaplain can be in the story. You could have civilians be the heroes of the story. They're civilian contractors.
Yeah.
If you're not an infantry guy,
You're not special forces, therefore thou art a pogue.
Moving on.
it's okay.
Yes.
From the brim to the dregs with guest editor Amanda Spriggs. Let's talk about that one. It's a fantasy.
Am I taking that one?
Sure.
Okay. So this will be stories of magical, mystical, or superpowered brews. The gods didn't get mad at Prometheus for bringing humanity fire. It was the secret of distilling and brewing alcohol. There are monks that may brew things with mystical powers. Intergalactic explorers finding the most potent of intoxicants. Have a drink and go nuts
Go
with
nuts.
this idea.
Or don't go nuts. I think one of the inspirations with this is was a Drawing of the Dark by Tim Powers,
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
concept.
completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the idea is to explore those kind of worlds,
Mhm.
right? The distillery in the bottom of your steampunk dirigible.
Ooh.
It could happen.
Yes. So the gods must be crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, she should do squeeing. So,
No questions? Oh, great.
okay.
Coming up next, giant squeeing robots with squeeing guest editor TC Ross.
So you should explain this one, Cedar. How this?
Yes,
one
there's
came
a
to be.
history to this one.
Yeah.
So we sent the contract to TC Ross for her story that was appearing in Giant Freaking Robots. And there was a squee heard round the world.
No
She was communing with dolphins. So
And because I was messing around with art that day, there suddenly was a cover for giant squeeing robots with kawaii pink floating
It's
robots
great.
menacing the city below.
Wait till y'all see it.
And
well,
it's very pink.
We
And it
might have
became a
posted it,
poster.
yeah.
and then it became a keychain that we have in the booth. So and then it became an anthology. So
Get your diabetes shot.
Lisa, I think over you for reading this one.
You want me to read? Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, giant squeeing robots. We got TC Ross on this. Just because they're cute doesn't mean they can't be dangerous. Imagine Tamagotchis gone bad. Giant robots with the fashion sense and self-control of a toddler. Or maybe these robots just love you and want to scoop you up and hug you and squeeze you and call you George. Have fun. Play. And remember, these robots can go hypersonic.
synchronized page turning.
Synchronized page turning.
We're so good at that.
I just want to take someone's lunch money after hearing that. Pinup Noir, sultry murder jazz, edited by our own Cedar Sanderson.
So this one's the continuation of our pinup noir series.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because you have the first three, you have the blonde, brunette, and the redhead, but we also now are moving on to our copy editor, Sarah Clitheroe, and she's the inspiration for the cover for this one. So
And I've gone a little bit more modern with the cover for this one, which
yeah,
I think that noir, yes, it has roots in the fedoras and the trench coats and the blonde bombshells, but dames who can walk the mean streets all by their lonesome find no time constraints. So this collection is dames who find trouble and handle it on their own. They are hard on the exterior, but a heart smolders beneath. And we are not looking for explicit sex, a lot of cussing. She is a lady, in spite of everything. But violence is part of the game, after all.
Very well. Got it, guys? Moving on. I'm waiting. This is going to be great. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Plasma Pope, edited by Law Dog. Take it away.
All right. Ultronic Supersonic Sales Retro Future Adventure. We're looking for science fiction pulpy goodness that harkens back to Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. Evil intergalactic warlords face off against ray gun slinging heroes. People call it ray punk, if you like. We call it plasma pulp.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If y'all have ever seen Brian Blessed's best ever performance in 1982's Flash Gordon,
Indeed.
this
Indeed.
is what we want. We want ray guns. We want Ming the Merciless with the serial numbers scrubbed off. Swords. Go wild. Just go nuts.
Buck
Campy.
Rogers, Flash Gordon.
campy.
Yeah,
Campy.
campy,
Campy.
fun.
Well,
Sit down and watch that movie and then head for the typewriter.
and if you read the original Buck Rogers story,
Mhm.
it is actually post-apocalyptic, but
Mhm.
also advanced technology.
Mhm.
So that kind of contradiction.
The whole open air galleons in space, write it. Hawk bends. Well, Batman, scrub the serial numbers off, please. I don't need to get sued. But go nuts. Have fun with this one, all right, guys?
Next up, we'll have Weird Warfare, edited by Christopher Denote. This one has combat, arcane action, war, and wizardry. More combat, but weird. Why'd you have to make it weird, Chris? Experience trench warfare with fixed bayonets, zombies, and arcane technologies. Discover why U-boats aren't the only danger in the North Atlantic. Something stalks the Jungle Patrol. What happens when knowledge of things mankind was not meant to know is used for war? Gasp in horror at cryptid combat. What was really unleashed during a Trinity A-bomb test?
Now, a note here is a bunch of you sent in stories for the big ones that had supernatural
Had
attached to
werewolves.
it, which didn't really fit with that. But guess where they can go? This one.
Yep.
Weird Warfare. Yeah.
Weird Warfare.
Weird
So,
Warfare is, servants of war. Oh my gosh.
Sucker Punch. The
Yeah.
mid-sequence of Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
Well, anything with a strange, even Grim Noir, Larry's Grim Noir,
Yeah.
the World
Yeah.
War One portions.
Yeah.
the
You know,
World War I steampunk books with the zombie. That's not
Yeah.
the zombies in trenches.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things. Some of the Oates Studios movies have some great. If you guys have watched it, there's one about the River God or the River King. It takes place in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
That's another really good
and
example.
I'd love to see people breaking out of the usual suspects for
Yeah.
cryptids and creatures.
Do something
Right.
Oh, yeah.
different.
And this doesn't have to
Yeah.
be World War One. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be World War
It's
One.
just a war.
It could be your Roman.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
If y'all have heard a story about the cryptid that they took down in Afghanistan,
Oh, the giant of Kandahar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
knock yourself out, guys.
Yeah.
It
Go
could be
for it.
Roman legions
Yeah.
running into something.
Oh, yeah.
that would be
right.
that'd be cool. I dig it. Next, Space Malfeasance, edited by yours truly. So this is all about 10%ers in space, the dirtbags, the malcontents, because they'll be out there. Those little gold brickers, they're getting paid to do it. Stories about the E4 Mafia, the Sham Shielders, Airman Schmuckatelli, the Lance Criminals. Some of them are heroes, some are complete idiots.
Some are both.
Yes.
Do not name any of them Spargle.
Yeah, no Spurgles, but we want guys that need to, they end up giving your first sergeant artificial liver, right? Those guys. If the aliens knew what they was coming, would they have really rolled over, right? The stuff that would appear on the space blotter, those kinds of stories.
If you've ever been in the military, when
Yes.
your first sergeant and your company commander sit down and pour the coffee first thing in the morning,
Monday morning,
they take a sip, go, all right, let's see the blotter.
Yeah. Let me have it. So those stories, what kind of crazy idiocy happens in outer space? Because again, we always get these greatly disciplined military stories in the MilSF stuff, not,
Jim Curtis's first space story about the alcoholic maintenance guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Classic.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want the dirt bags. We want the dirt bags that turn out to be heroes because we're us.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our guys.
The E4 Mafia, they save the day, but
By tripping over the rock.
Yeah.
So
And then get NJP.
and then get right.
Save the universe. Get NJP.
I think the next one needs to
Oh,
be read by John.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So our next one is
Magic Malfunction with guest editor Wally Waltner.
okay. This is for those utterly incompetent people like me. When I try to cook anything in the kitchen, I end up summoning demons. And like I was just trying to follow the recipe. I don't ever ask me to cook. Even at our gatherings for dinners, they have me bring paper towels because it's just safer that way. So this is about, do you stutter over that incantation? Use the wrong magic words? Do the spirits not understand homonyms? A misread ingredient tossed in the cauldron? That would be me. I would do that. No, I didn't say thigh of newt, damn it. Did Amazon ship your nemesis a blessing instead of the painful affliction you ordered? What happened when spells, potions, and hexes don't go as planned and the results thereof? Could happen in my kitchen constantly. So this is for all of those stories of I was trying to do and then this thing happened.
I was just trying to think of, you got a bad copy of the Necronomicon. Sorry.
The Necronomicon.
Yeah, the Nomen. It's eating us.
And this isn't about food necessarily. It's just like
you got
any
your
circumstance.
voodoo doll from Temu.
Yeah. Great. Yes.
Yes. So
It's not rubble, toil and trouble.
Yeah. So
Your mentor used Google Translate to translate that Aramaic.
Oh my gosh.
That sort of thing.
That's really bad.
I know, right?
No wonder your computer's acting weird.
Oh, that could go anyway.
Yeah,
So,
no, we trust you guys. Run with it. Next up, Magie Noir, Dames, Derringers, and Detectives. Edited by Rita Beeman.
yes.
Fabulous Tales. Do it again. However, remember, this is noir. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that should have gone into Moggies in Space. We'll have another Moggies in Space. If you have a Space Moggie story, wait for that one. This is noir.
Yes. And
send
this
us
is number
noir stuff.
3. This is number 3 in the series.
Number
So
3.
And let's talk a little bit. What are noir themes? Because we're also gonna give people homework here
Oh yeah.
and later on, but noir themes, like not necessarily the reluctant hero, but
Well,
the battered, jaded.
you want
know.
Go read the Continental Op
yes.
and go read some Mickey Spillane, read some Dashiell Hammett, read some
Mhm.
Raymond Chandler,
and
you'll have a much
is-
better idea.
not to say that you can't have noir in space. You can.
Oh,
Blade
absolutely.
Runner.
Mm-hmm.
But the noir elements need to be the high points. not the space elements. It doesn't needs to be noir in space, not noir in space. Yeah, I mean,
And there must be a cat. And not
there's
just
gotta
as
be
a
cat.
walk on. So
Yes.
It could be a cat person. Y'all have done well.
Yes.
Y'all got this.
Mhm.
Just run with it.
and I'll tell you a bunch of you submitted great stories for Moggies too.
Mhm.
Moggies Number 2. This is where you need to go. So
Very well. Moving on. Next up, we have Weird West, Rawhide Revenants, edited by Nick Nethery. This will be more fantastical adventure on the frontier of the Old West. Stories of cryptid wrangling cowboys and ancient magic. Witches who ride for the brand. That's awesome. Tell your tales about monsters and magic in the American frontier. I think, again, that's
number 3.
That's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Strange thing, and that's once again, we don't need, again, tends to be, for some reason, like Wendigos and werewolves keep popping up in the
There
Weird
are
West.
other monsters. Look at South American ones that suddenly went north.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. So
Well,
Well,
I mean,
not only that, but if you're going to do a Wendigo, half of them do Wendigos, but don't get it right.
mhm.
If you can't
Try
get it right, don't
something
do it.
different. Do some
Okay.
research. There's other
Yeah,
things.
do it right.
There's,
don't do it.
there's some amazing books out there. I mean, I have a whole bookshelf full of folklore and mythology and fairy
Mhm.
tales. You don't have to go that far, but hit the local library and look for books that on tales from the American Southwest. I mean, tales from the American West, yes, Southwest, even just American folklore, because what if things migrated with
Huh?
the
Yeah.
colonists?
Yeah.
Mhm.
America is a land of immigrants.
And
The
what,
cryptids can immigrate too.
yeah, what happens when Coyote encounters the cowboy?
Mhm.
very well. Up next, Mad Science with guest editor Dave Freer.
I am really excited about this
Cool.
one.
We
Go
at least
ahead,
read
Lisa.
it.
Yeah.
So, she just sitting here
Okay.
being way too
I
quiet.
know, we need to
Yeah,
just
like
go.
a minute ago, she revealed her true face, and all of a sudden, it's all like,
I'm so proper.
So proper. Yeah. So even though you're excited about it, let's
No,
take away from your excitement right now.
you do it.
So
'cause I've been
the
reading.
science. All right. So stories exploring fringe science and its consequences. So these are unhinged researchers. They're pushing the boundaries of our perception of reality, as they do. So we've got clone armies, we've got eccentric experiments, doomsday devices, Abby normal, flip the switch. Go, Cedar.
So Dave, I'm really excited about this because we got Dave.
Mm.
Dave Freer's gonna edit.
Go, Dave! Come on, Dave!
We've cloned Dave Freer, and we're gonna get him.
Sucker.
Mhm.
away.
So Dave Freer is an ichthyologist and a science fiction writer. For those of you that aren't actually familiar with the man, and he's a brilliant writer. And when I first encountered his aliens and rats, bats, and bats, I instantly
Right.
went, I know what that is. So Mad Science, I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all send Dave and what Dave chooses for this one, because the Mad Science needs to be about as mad as you can come up with.
Step away from the tropes.
Yes.
Step away from the tropes.
I think
Find
that-
new ones.
But it's
So.
the whole pulp, playful,
Yeah.
go back to what was weird and fantastic, and also the things that we haven't seen a million times before. So I'm looking forward to seeing what monstrosities crawl from the deep at the summoning of.
Put it back.
How about we head on up to
But
the
we can't
Push the button, Frank.
let's head up onto the lab and see what's on the slab.
I melt on your brand new sun. Moving on. Let's go down to the Goblin Souk and see what's on sale.
Cedar.
Yes, I'm editing this one just like we did for Goblin Market and Goblin Bazaar. And now we're going to the Middle East to shop for the Rock's Egg, the Jinn's Twist, The heat and the dust of the Middle East settling over the brilliant, jeweled, silken splendor of the marketplace. More tales. This is what we want, is more tales of deals made across the gossamer boundaries between our world and the other. And I really want, I mean, it has to have goblins in some form, and or fey creatures, and it has to have a market. And if it has those two elements and it brings something of the Middle Eastern Aladdin's wonder with it,
Yeah.
then it's going to have a chance at this volume. But there's going to be a little different. We're asking you to stretch out of your comfort zone with several of these as we go through here.
Yeah, it might require some research on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, there's somebody here who's actually conducted deals in souks. So bring your A game,
Check
guys.
over there.
That might be what inspired the title.
Y'all might want to bring your A game on this one.
And next up, we've got Vice Noir, edited by Law Dog.
I got suckered into this one.
You
This one,
did not.
I
You were
did.
bouncing off the walls. You were so
Oh,
Oh,
excited.
yeah. He was dressed up like Don Johnson. And
so
He
noir
always
in the 1980s. Glitz, glamour, neon, synth pop, and blood slowly leaking over the pulsing lighted tiles of the nightclubs. Miami's vices viewed through noir-colored glasses. Yeah, go rewatch Miami Vice. Put on some Phil Collins,
And some wham.
some Wham, some
grab a
Laura
Mac 10.
Pop into your Testarossa.
Yeah.
Laura Branigan, and go nuts. On this one, y'all might want to keep an eye out for some of the video stuff we do. We're gonna do video announcements of each one of these, and y'all might want to keep your eye out on this one.
And you won't have any trouble at all missing the cover, because this one's going to be loud.
Loud and proud. But
And
no socks.
There will be
God.
pastels.
It will be vibrant for
Mhm.
noir. I mean, but the neon lit night is not a dark one, no matter
no.
what hides in the shadows.
Mhm. Yeah, there's Laura Branigan written all over this one.
Oh yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
And after you get through that, we'll have Artifact Origins with guest editor John M. Olson. You want me to read it? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered where all the odd magical artifacts come from in fantasy novels? Stories describe everything from weird trinkets to devices with world-ending importance. We want fantasy stories about eccentric alchemists, quirky witches, and genius wizards without a lick of common sense as they create the stuff of legends. Make your artifacts fun, whimsical, and dangerous beyond all reason.
and not a sword. Because
Yeah.
Everybody does swords. Make
Yeah.
a new trope. So-
Yeah.
The one that came to mind when they were
we were bouncing off the walls at the
bouncing-
retreat.
yeah, when they were bouncing off the walls, came with this one. The only thing that came to my mind was this meme on Facebook about the blacksmith beating out a magical sword that keeps going harder, Daddy.
What came to my mind when we first started talking about this was Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the adventurer bringing a sword in to tell the blacksmith to beat out the kinks, and the blacksmith says it's straight, and the sword says, "I like feet." There you go.
That's why we don't want swords.
No swords. But do think Warehouse 13, what is in all those crates? You
I've
know?
never seen that.
Well, and keep in
Oh,
mind,
it's so cool.
it's the
It's good
origin
research,
stories
but
of these
how
items.
did it come into existence?
Yeah, yeah.
Because somebody had to make that thing, and there's so many of them
And
littered all over the place.
Why did they do
Why?
that thing?
Whoever thought to make that into
Why
that?
did you make the halberd of happiness? I don't get it. Next up, Alien Family Values, Chosen Kindred. I'm not going to talk about it.
This is a guest editor of Sandra Medlock, and we had so much fun with the first Alien Family Values, but the stories went in a couple of darker directions.
Mm.
Yeah.
So in this one, in the midst of war, family life goes on, takes new form as adoptions, fosters, and blood relatives all choose love over conflict. Disruptions may leave civilizations reeling in the wake of battles, but homes will still shelter aliens, humans, and any species that needs succor. Tell us the stories of how this happens, who is involved, what the consequences will be, and why it came to be that this choice was the best possible outcome. Sandra says, I'd like to focus on positive stories for this volume, a family emphasis, but one that doesn't go dark. Pretty close to what we had in the first, but a feel-good family vibe.
I don't understand.
I've adopted a dinosaur.
Yes, you have.
I think he'll be a nice addition to the family, although I might have to get him a bigger room.
And he
as
might
he
chew on
grows.
Henry a little bit.
Yeah. So
No, I think that's fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this
We
is
went a little
volume
bit
2.
more warm fuzzy in this volume than we necessarily had in the first one.
Next up, Blades and Black Magic, edited by Christopher Denote. This will be our sword and sorcery entry for the year. Barbarians, battles, babes, swords, sorcerers, and saucy wenches. These are the days of high adventure. Pay tribute to the likes of Robert E. Howard and Fritz Lieber on the post-apocalyptic science fantasy of Thundar the Barbarian and Ralph Bakski's Wizards. Answer the age-old question: what is best in life?
You bastards! You killed Fritz!
So yeah, this is just going to be our foray into
Yep.
sword and sorcery.
Sword and
This is where you put the swords.
Yeah,
Yep.
swords
This
can
is where
be
the
in this
swords
one.
go. So,
All right. Boom.
certified page turning
Sir.
specialist. So,
Next up, Moggies of Mars, Sword and Planet Adventures, edited by Rita Beeman. Go.
This is Rita's. This is the one she's looking forward to. So I'm gonna try to get through this without giggling.
We're not going to help you, are we?
No,
we're
no.
not. No.
The mighty warriors are a planet far away, wield edged weapons and radium guns in their unceasing battles for the diminishing resources of a vanishing civilization. The kittens cry out for water, and the princesses fight alongside their mates to provide it for them, and they are really screwing me up. Moggies of Mars is a loving tribute to the Barsoom series of Edgar Rice Burroughs. But we want you to explore the moons, the planets, and the canals that never were in your sword and sandal tales of noble courage and purist loves.
Yeah. Start writing right meow.
It's Moggies. We want stories in the Edgar Rice Burroughs vein involving cats.
Well, and you and I were kind of geeking out about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were so cute.
It's not just Edgar Rice Burroughs. Oh, Edgar Rice Burroughs doesn't just have John Carter.
No.
There's Carson of
Carson.
Venus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the one about going to the moon. The guy goes to the moon.
Yeah.
The
Moon Maid.
Moon Maid. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and then like Robert E. Howard even has Almeric, which is a
Yes.
great sword and planet
So-
story.
Well, and
What we're
C.S.
looking
Lewis's
for
Paralandra series.
Yeah.
You've got
no,
radium guns and swords.
And cats.
You've got Fuse and really uncomfortable underwear. Go nuts. Have fun. Cats.
And on that note, Planks and Plunder, edited by Sarah Clitheroe.
No, there's no cats
Oh
in
wait,
this
no,
one.
I'm sorry.
Arr.
Arr, arr, arr. Ghost ships.
We don't need those stinking rails.
Yes.
They're real.
Planks, plunder, and kitty litter.
No.
No. Look, we're actually changing lanes. If someone would let us. So, ghost ships, cursed treasures and ancient tombs, guarded by legendary creatures and haunted lost pirates. Pirates and the people who fight them. Magical and supernatural themes, not necessarily limited to fantasy.
You pirates in space.
But
It's
you could have pirates in space. You could have fantasy pirates. One of the things that inspired this pitch
Oh,
was Tim Powers. Was it On Stranger Tides?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so that kind of feeling, but it, I was talking to Sarah, it's not limited to, the Caribbean.
Yes,
era.
please
Yeah.
step
You know.
outside of the Caribbean
Yeah.
again with getting off the well-trodden paths.
Yeah.
Let's
But-
talk about piracy in the South China Sea. I mean,
Yeah.
Barbary
Crash
Coast.
landing into the
Barbary
New York
Coast,
coast.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
the coast of Africa. But
But
throw a fantastical element in there.
yes,
Yes, I know all about the pirates off the coast of East Africa. Trust me, I know a lot more about them than you do. Let's have fun, okay?
appropriately.
Right now, we're gonna have fun right now.
Yeah.
This volume,
Meow.
this
Sorry.
volume will be published on Talk Like a Pirate Day 2025.
Yes.
Arr.
Seriously.
yes,
we did that on purpose.
we did it on purpose. This comes out on Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr.
Arr. The entire video announcement needs to be
Talking like a pirate.
meow.
Oh.
Okay.
Very well. Following Talk Like a Pirate Day and everything surrounding it, we have for the month of October Glitched Grim with guest editor Steve Diamond.
I probably need to take this.
Yeah, maybe you
Yeah.
should.
All right. So
So
we're gonna apparently I've been informed that this is a well-trodden path, but to hell with it, we're gonna trot it again anyway. What we're looking for is taking the classic Disney-fied fairy tales and turning them on their heads. As an example, Cinderella. But what we want is Cinderella is a terrorist looking to assassinate the royal family, and the evil step family is actually trying to save the royal family. That sort of thing. Little Red Riding Hood is a con artist looking to con Granny out of her fortune, and the big bad wolf's a private investigator trying to stop her. Snow White is for example, Snow White is the leader of a criminal underground, and the evil queen and huntsman are trying to bring her to justice. Sleeping Beauty is in prison for a reason.
Sleeping Beauty's just lazy.
She's in prison for a reason, but somebody's trying to set the sociopath loose. Write it. It doesn't have to be set in fairy tale.
Mhm.
It can be any genre.
Mhm.
Knock yourself out. Just take the fairy tale you pick it. One that people recognize and they'll understand when you flip the trope on its head.
Mhm.
Okay?
Baba Yaga is just a misunderstood babushka.
Yes.
The Little Mermaid is trying to dissolve the rest of the world.
Dissolve the rest of the
Yes.
world.
Drown the world.
Yes. And Ursula really was just trying to get her to shut up so she wouldn't do the incantation.
I feel for Ursula.
Very well.
Yes. So continuing October.
Continuing in our scary October month, it came from the Pope. Creature features. Stories about monsters with that retro feel. We're leaning into that a lot. Tales in the vein of Roger Corman, Harryhausen, Christopher Lee, the old Bob Wilkins creature feature TV show, right? Giant killer kaijus, genetic experiments, creatures with tentacles, Gilman, weird beasts. Okay, I know we said weird beasts, but
Nowhere elephants.
y'all are making it
Nowhere
weird.
How about a weird giraffe?
I'm not sticking my neck out on that one. Skeletons, that old feel, just fun,
Yeah.
campy
Crazy fun
monster.
campy.
Movie.
Black
Grab
and white.
movies with stop motion animation in them and draw inspiration.
Yeah.
Titled Attack of the Giant blank.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Clash of the Titans, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
Oh
Night
yeah.
of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Rabbits.
You now have
Oh,
homework.
the rabbits. Yeah.
Any of the Sinbad stories.
Them.
Giant
Them.
The
Giant
giant
ants.
Giant
So-
ants.
Giant
Big ants.
ants. So, but yeah, I mean, and that's an area that can be so much fun.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, and you can explore that in a bunch of different ways. So, but,
Yeah, and that's all over the place too, right? Like
Yeah.
time wise or
Mhm.
genre. Then we have Mercs and Mayhem, edited by Nick Nethery. Stories about mercenaries and their adventures. This time we're thinking about inspired by Black Company, Hammer Slammers, Strange Company, John Sable, Fool's Company, the cranially if how did you wrote that?
Cranially iffy guy named
Roland. Who was he? Who's Roland? You didn't know. You weren't here for class.
No.
No, she was not here for class.
Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner.
Hello.
Yeah,
Roland
I was
the Headless-
paying attention.
Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner is a story, guys. It's looking to be written.
Okay, so some of us don't get that, but you need to explain because so okay, it's fine.
He can go and
We'll
explain it
we'll
more
have
in depth
classes
when
on
we
some of
have
this.
We'll have classes.
There will be
Yes.
homework.
Go to YouTube.
I thought
look
the
up
John
Roland-
Sable reference was interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
Go to YouTube. Look up Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner.
What else? You need to finish out this too.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Mercenaries aren't obligated to maintain the same moral, ethical standards a soldier is expected to. They may also be the only ones able to pull off the mission. Was it the Wild Geese?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not limited to a specific time frame or setting. Could be futuristic, power-suited space mercs or modern-day soldiers of fortune. Scottish mercenaries, at a word I can't pronounce.
Nordlingen.
Yeah.
Nordlingen, yes.
Not
In the-
Lingen.
In the
They're around here.
1630s. In the 1630s.
Lands Connects.
Yeah.
Mercenaries, right? You know,
Yeah.
the Condottery. Have fun,
Yeah.
you know, with that. That could lend itself to a lot of
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I'm really enjoying this title.
Oh yeah.
Bourbon and Lead, Dime Detective Stories, edited by D. Jason Fleming. Shall we talk about that a little bit?
Oh, but that's Deej of the Deej Recommends Stories on our Substack.
Yeah.
And we call him Deej because it's D. Jason, and we just shorten it to Deej because his real name is Ian, and we have too many of those floating around. So
Which is really odd.
I know it's strange. So
And this is harks back to when the early pulp magazines and books only cost a dime.
Mhm.
And detectives need more than that to keep body and soul together. But the dime detectives were not your noir private eyes. These were the gumshoes, the flatfoots, the ones that used old-fashioned persistence and healthy dose of common sense to track down the perpetrators. If you read Frederick Brown's The Fabulous Clip Joint, yes, I am giving you homework because Ben Yallow gave it to me. If you read that, you'll have a clue about what we're looking for. Men whose gruff exterior hid a soft heart and a sharp mind. They were not noir. They were something uniquely American, classless, driven by a desire for justice, but not at all costs. If the bad guy had a motive for doing it at the end, they were known to let them slip through the net.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
But they
Lisa,
did.
Lisa
they-
knows about being classless.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah,
Well, it's
I'm the original cheap detective.
the dime detectives were different than the British detectives because a lot of the British
Mhm.
detectives, there's a lot of classism in British literature, and that's why the dime detectives of America were so very different because they didn't differentiate between the rich and the powerful and the wealthy. They would go after them and bulldog them until they got them.
yeah.
Whereas the British, you tend to see the upper class detectives written so that they could go after the upper classes.
Mm.
The TV series. What's that guy's name?
My camera.
No, not Mike Hammer. I'm thinking of shabby trench coat guy.
Columbo.
Columbo.
Mm.
I think Columbo, that's a really good example.
Yep.
Joe
So,
Friday.
How did the youngest person in the room get the Columbo reference? I'm a little bit confused here.
It's just one more thing.
Oh, is there one more?
It's just one more.
No, that was his line.
that was his
Oh,
line.
that's
That was his
well.
line. Just
I haven't watched it since I was like
Well, and
8.
he was so wall-eyed too, but
Yeah.
he was like
Yeah.
so dogged in what he was doing. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that's
Yeah.
pretty. So, but that's a good example. of how-
Kojak was another example.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Joe Friday.
The Rockford Files.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All of those.
Not no Rockford
What,
Files.
Beretta?
Not noir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Beretta.
noir, but
Yeah.
definitely.
Mhm. And all of those sprung from the
Yeah.
dime detectives of the early pulp. That's where all those characters came
Magnum PI.
Yep.
Again, not noir. We're looking for Magnum PI, Rockford Files, Columbo. That's where we're looking.
from. So,
But if you want more pinup noir, it's coming. Pinup noir, high class muscle, with a high class editor,
mhm.
Sam Robb.
Yes.
So I guess I'll read it. The ladies have had their turn. Now it's time for stories about those fellas who place themselves between the hazard and the helpless. Reluctantly or not, they'll uphold their moral code, even if it costs them.
I have to tell you, we have this idea for the cover for this one, since we have these 3 veterans working for us now of the Charlie's Angels pose with the 3 guys. So
I've been working on it. I
Yeah,
may actually
so-
be able to pull that off.
yes. So
Well, and the difference
I
with
want
the
to see
high
you with your
class
little
muscle.
leg out, right? That'd be kind of cute. So
You got to take one for the team.
take one for the team, Mike.
We need to up my percentage. What kind of
Anyway.
cheese are we slinging?
Gouda.
Okay, you get smoked, Gouda.
Yeah, gotta be smoking something. At any rate. Well, I mean, we talked a little bit about noir heroes,
Yeah.
but this is specifically the guy who's going to
Yep.
do the right thing. Like,
We've had a bunch of pinup noir with the ladies,
mhm,
and people have been asking when do the guys get their turn. Well,
Here you go.
The
There you
guys
go.
are getting their turn.
like, well, you know,
Yeah.
Rick from Casablanca.
Rick from
I don't
Casablanca.
stick my neck out for nobody.
Yeah.
Really, Rick?
Any of
you?
Bogart's. Any
Yeah.
of Bogart's.
Yeah.
yeah.
Marlo, yeah, this. So,
Blade Runner, Deckard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so noir can be anything, but noir first
Yeah.
could be
It's gotta be noir.
science fiction, could be
Yeah.
just but in that frame. So
And rounding out the year, we have a really brilliant title.
because we love Rita.
And I'm going to read it first, and then we're going to tell you what the title is. How's that?
Okay, that's good.
So this anthology is going to be about robots, androids, drones, stories about life with our synthetic helpers. Does artificial intelligence lead to artificial emotions? What happens when your kid wants to grow up to be just like his droid? Automatons with attitude. And the title is Uncanny Valet. Oh, genius.
And if we don't have someone channel a little PG Wodehouse into this, I will
Oh.
be very
Oh,
disappointed.
it has to happen.
Rita walked in here and announced that, and the giggling in the
Oh
shop.
my gosh.
It was great.
I was actually envious of
Yeah,
that title.
title's
I was
brilliant.
like, that is absolutely brilliant.
That's Uncanny Valet. I mean, and just the butler.
Mm-hmm.
The
The
butler did it.
the Rosie from the Jetsons.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there's the classic droids, right? You know, there's R2D2, and then there's like Robbie the space. Anyway, but there's like
Yeah.
you could run with that.
Yep.
So,
The little robot butlers in the Woody Allen Sleeper movie.
oh right,
Yeah,
those were
yeah,
just great. So,
Beat it, beat it, G.
The,
Fuck, you know.
the automated waiters that are so cute in the
Mhm.
Japanese cafes.
oh yes,
Mm.
right. So it's fun stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
and then like if you watch that movie Passengers,
Yeah,
there's the bartender,
the
your
bartender.
character, yeah.
Yeah.
Wally from Wally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do stories about those guys.
Yeah.
And before you say it, because I know you will, that I see you. I realize that's 24. We promised 26. We've got a couple extras.
Stop counting, you OCD.
Because we know you're writing them down. Going, wait a minute, that's only 24.
You're counting.
There will be-
I see you counting. Stop it. Yes,
There will
we've got
be
2 more.
2 surprises.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
surprises coming, but we have to
Well, no, we just
dot our I's and cross our T's.
well,
we
part of
like
it is
we like to play things a little close to the
yeah,
vest.
because we have a couple of
not
special
show
things.
everything off at
So we're
once.
not going to let you know what those are yet. So you'll
Yep.
just have to suffer until we tell you. So
Yes.
But
so,
that
yes,
is
I realize that's
going-
24. Breathe.
yeah, which,
Well-
okay. And I will note something. We said 25 and 25. And we just told them there's 2 more coming. So we're really doing 26. So
Look, stop counting.
just quit.
That's the point.
Just know that
Things are going to happen. We reserve the right to change all of
the
it.
the only numbers that are set in stone are the open, close contracts and publications.
Yes, and we will not miss a deadline. We will not. So, in other news, all of this will be posted. When you stop watching this, you go to our Substack, you're going to find that there's a whole new page that says 2025 open calls. And there will be a link to a Google Drive where you can download this entire document. It has all of it, plus a quick reference calendar that you can highlight the ones you want to do and put right above your desk.
And the
So
guy in the back with his hand up, I know we haven't mentioned novels or children's books.
that's not, that's
That's
those
not-
are separate announcements.
Sit down.
Coming.
Sit down.
Sit. No,
That's
no.
coming.
Yeah,
We'll
this
get
is
there.
just anthologies.
Yep.
And we'll be talking about those in a couple of weeks.
When you guys doing novels, sit down.
We'll get there. This is just anthologies in this one. We'll do a separate one for novels and another one for children's books. All right.
Mhm.
We're going to do children's books. Shut up. Spring butt. Sit down.
So there you go, gang. And so sit your butts down in front of your typewriters and go.
Start
So-
typing.
Yep, start writing. And,
Yep.
if you have questions, there's a comment
And-
section on the Substack.
And read the submission guidelines.
Oh, please.
We're going to be posting about that. But read the submission guidelines, follow the rules, listen to this 3 or 4 times if you have to, because we really want you to be successful and we want to buy your stories. So
Also, would you please spread this around?
Yep.
We
Pass it around, guys.
We need if you have anybody that's thought about writing, send this to them. Let's triple our author pool.
I have approached people in the grocery store asking them if they are interested in that because they
Well,
tell me.
and not only that, make
Is
my
that why you got
contract
kicked
info.
out?
Yeah,
always, always.
I'll tell you guys, one of the best things for me, because I do all the paperwork, is I get to send the contracts to people for their very first story sale. You have no idea how good that feels. That is so much fun to do. So find us some newbies and get their skills up and help them write. And let's get
Well, more importantly, Christmas is coming. Buy all your friends and family stocking stuffers. I mean,
So-
you know.
Books
Okay,
make
guys,
good stocking stuffers.
These guys.
Yeah, we're running out of cheese, so you better get busy. So anyway, so that's it, gang.
All right.
That's
They're
us.
starting to
That's
gripe
it.
about-
You have homework.
Velveeta.
Go do it.
Yep.
Gripe about Velveeta.
Bye.
Bye.